David Hendrik, Baron Chassé was a Dutch soldier who fought both for and against Napoleon. He commanded the 3rd Netherlands Division that intervened at a crucial moment in the Battle of Waterloo. In 1830 he bombarded the city of Antwerp as commander of its citadel during the Belgian Revolution. Biography. Family life. Chassé was the son of Karel Johan Chassé, a scion of an old Huguenot family, who was a major in the army of the Dutch Republic, and of Maria Johanna Helena Schull. He married Johanna Adriana van Nieuwenhoven on November 10, 1786 and divorced her in 1795. His second marriage was to the English widow Elizabeth Irish on April 12, 1796. They had one son. This marriage also ended in divorce in 1816. Early career. Chassé entered the Dutch army as a 10-year-old cadet in his father's regiment in 1775. He was promoted to second lieutenant in 1781. He resigned his commission in 1786 because of his sympathy for the Patriot Party in their opposition to the autocratic regime of Stadtholder William V. Prince of Orange. Because of this role in the revolt he had to go into exile in France, as many other patriots. Another reason for going abroad was that he had killed a man in a duel. In 1788 Chassé received a commission as a first lieutenant in the Royal French Army. After the Revolution of 1789 he took part in the campaigns of the revolutionary French armies as a captain in the Legion Franche Étrangère. He received a wound in the right upper arm in 1794 that would make writing difficult for the rest of his life. As a lieutenant colonel he conquered the fortress of Zaltbommel shortly before the fall of the Dutch Republic in January 1795. Batavian Republic and Kingdom of Holland. Chassé now entered the service of the Batavian Republic as commander of a regiment of light infantry. He usually performed garrison duties, but was in 1799 part of the Franco-Dutch army that drove the Anglo-Russian expeditionary force from North Holland. In the early 19th century, he commanded regiments that took part in the French campaigns in northern Germany that the Batavian army was compelled to join. He was mentioned in dispatches at the Siege of Würzburg in 1810. He was promoted to colonel in 1803 and to major general in 1806 under the Kingdom of Holland. King Louis Bonaparte put him in command of the Dutch brigade that his brother Napoleon obliged him to contribute to the French campaign in Spain in 1808. For his exploits in that harsh guerrilla war in the battles of Pancorbo, Maceisteríbal, Talavera, Armanasad and Acana, King Louis created Chassé Baron on July 1, 1810, just 1 week before Napoleon annexed the Kingdom of Holland to the French Empire. Like many Dutchmen, Chassé resented this annexation, so much so that he refused to accept the diploma in which Napoleon elevated him to Baron de l'Empire on June 30, 1811. Nevertheless, he continued serving in the army that now became part of the Imperial French Army. French Army service. He was now made a Général de Brigade in that French Army, serving in the Army Corps of Jean-Baptiste Drouet, Comte d'Erlon in Spain. As such he fought in the Battle of Vittoria and the Battle of Maille, where he saved the French army. For this feat he was made an officer in the Légion d'honneur and nominated by d'Erlon for promotion to lieutenant general in the Imperial Army. Napoleon affectionately called him Général Bayonet for his fierceness and his predilection for bayonet attacks. In 1814 Chassé was transferred to the Champagne Theatre of War where he joined the Division Boyer as commander of its 2nd Brigade. He fought in the battles of Bar-sur-Aube and Arcis-sur-Aube, where he was wounded. He directed the defense of Sens on April 3, 1814. However, after the fall of Paris and Napoleon's first abdication he had had enough and asked to be released from French service. This was granted with the rank of Lieutenant General on October 6, 1814. He now returned to the Netherlands, which had become independent again. The sovereign Prince William I of the Netherlands was keen to engage the services of such an experienced general, and had no doubts about his loyalty. Chassé was commissioned as a major general in the new mobile Netherlands Army on October 22, 1814. He was made commander of the 3rd Netherlands Division on March 25, 1815 and promoted to lieutenant general on April 21. Battle of Waterloo. At the Battle of Waterloo, Chassé's 3rd Division was part of the 1st Netherlands Corps under the Prince of Orange in the right centre of the Duke of Wellington's Anglo-Allied army, as Wellington, who had often fought opposite Chassé in Spain, apparently did not quite trust him. The 3rd Division was placed in reserve behind the right wing. When around 7:30 p.m., in the final part of the battle, Chassé noticed that the fire of the British artillery in front of him slackened. In response, he ordered Major van der Smissen to send the horse artillery battery Kramer Karel Frederick Kramer de Bijken into the firing line. Due at this moment, Napoleon staged his Imperial Guards to attack the centre. In preparation for the second counterattack, Chassé ordered the Detmers Brigade to take position behind van der Smissen. His counterattack was to be a bayonet charge, as Chassé had a predilection for this type of maneuver. The murderous fire of N.A. Jacques van der Smissen, battery of horse artillery, and the bayonet attack of the Detmers Brigade against the Imperial Guard broke the attack of that elite unit, and turned it into a rout. Though this was a turning point in the battle, Chassé was not mentioned in dispatches by Wellington, like so many others. He expressed his annoyance at this in a letter to Lord Hill, shortly after the battle, and received a conciliatory reply, recognizing his contribution. For his part in the battle, Chassé was made a Knight Commander in the Military William Order July 8, 1815. Belgian Revolution. After Waterloo, Chassé was given several high commands. After the beginning of the Belgian Revolution, he replaced Prince Frederick of the Netherlands as Commander-in-Chief of Dutch forces in Belgium on October 17, 1830. The next day he ordered the retreat to the fortified area around Antwerp. As commander of the citadel of Antwerp, he ordered the bombardment of that city after an incident, the exact cause of which is still in dispute. On October 27, 1830, whatever the provocation, the large loss of civilian life this bombardment caused seems hard to justify. The resentment it caused among Antwerp civilians helped lose Antwerp for the Dutch cause. Nevertheless, the citadel remained in Dutch hands, and Chassé its commander. In 1832 he commanded a garrison of 5,000 Dutch troops that was besieged by a French army under Marshal Gerard 10 times that number. Despite this superiority, and the fact that the citadel was bombarded day and night by the French, the garrison held out for 24 days. Before Chassé was finally forced to surrender. This earned him a Knight's Grand Cross in the Military William Order by promotion, and the admiration of the French, who made his imprisonment in St. Omer as pleasant as feasible. He was released as a prisoner of war in June 1833 and appointed governor of the fortress of Breda that same month. After the peace with Belgium in 1839, Chassé finally retired. He was at first promised his full salary as a general for life, but this was reduced to the usual pension after government economies in 1841. King William I had appointed him a member for life of the First Chamber of the States General in 1839. But after life memberships of that Senate were abolished by the constitutional reform of 1848, he lost that income also. He therefore had to sell his beloved horses. Chassé died a few months later, aged 84. He was almost alone at his death, because his only son had predeceased him. His relatives declined a state funeral at his wish.